Resistance 2 picks up where the first Resistance Fall of Man left off, and everything about this game is bigger and better. The single-player campaign is intense and highly polished, with large, detailed levels, tougher enemies, and massive boss fights that'll engross you in the action. There's also a new online co-op mode. Choose one of 3 distinct character classes and join 7 other players to battle through a unique story that parallels the main campaign. And don't forget to upgrade armor and equipment along the way. The competitive multiplayer is revamped as well. Put your skills to the test in massive 60-player matches with an entirely new squad-based focus. The scale and scope of Resistance 2 is much larger than its predecessor. It's a must-have for any PlayStation 3 owner.
They are calling to us. Can you hear them? It is beautiful.
Gears of War 2 takes the Xbox 360 franchise to a whole new level. The story continues with some of the best graphics and action ever seen on a console. Team up with a friend to fight through the harrowing story of Delta Squad in the enhanced co-op campaign mode. New game mechanics have been added to the renowned cover system. You can crawl to cover, use downed opponents as shields, and more. The competitive multiplayer is fierce and varied. Choose from 8 different multiplayer modes, including the new Wingman, Guardian, and Submission modes, and pit your courage and battlefield mettle directly against others. In addition, multiplayer bots are available to help sharpen your skills offline or to fill out your online private matches. There's also a new Horde mode, where you'll fight with friends to fend off a seemingly endless onslaught of Locust forces. With its intense gameplay and incredible production values, Gears of War 2 is an Xbox 360 must-buy. Command & Conquer Red Alert 3 is the latest game in the very popular Red Alert franchise. The game features 3 different factions, each with its own campaign: the Soviet Union, the Allies, and the new Empire of the Rising Sun. There's a host of wild new units to use, each with their own unique abilities. The story in the game's entertaining, with many cutscenes starring well-known actors like Tim Curry, George Takei, and Jenny McCarthy. For the first time ever in a real-time strategy game, Red Alert 3 features a fully cooperative campaign. Group up with a friend, a stranger, or the computer to take out the enemy. There are also many skirmish maps available for online multiplayer. Command & Conquer Red Alert 3, which is available for the Xbox 360, PC, and PlayStation 3, is a great game for fans of the franchise and for fast-paced real-time strategy games. Zombies are on the loose, so you better grab just about anything in Dead Rising Chop Till You Drop for the Wii. The story is pretty simple. You play the overzealous photojournalist Frank West. Looking for the story of a lifetime, you become trapped in a mall full of zombies, and now you have to survive for 3 days.
Look on the bright side. Zombies are stupid and slow.
Use the Wiimote to swing, throw, and shoot your way through the zombies. Just about anything in the mall can be used as a weapon, including a lawnmower, shopping carts, and even computer monitors. This time you can go back in time to different days in case you missed something, which was lacking in the 360 version. You may have to play through Dead Rising more than once to collect all the different costumes and try out all the different weapons. Although Dead Rising Chop Till You Drop doesn't perform as well on the Wii as its 360 counterpart, the Wii controls add a lot to the experience. Wii zombie lovers, this one's for you. Unleash your inner dark side in Star Wars: The Force Unleashed. This highly anticipated game is set in the large gap between Star Wars Episode 3 and Episode 4 and was created under the direction of the big man himself, George Lucas. In The Force Unleashed, you take on the role of Darth Vader's secret apprentice, doing the Sith Lord's dirty work. As you progress through the game, you'll unlock new Force upgrades to strengthen your powers and abilities. You can also combine your 4 basic Force powers, push, grip, repulse, and lightning, to create devastating results. The game will take you to many familiar Star Wars locations in the galaxy far, far away. There are new enemies to battle and new Jedi to square off against. The decisions you make during the game will affect events and ultimately decide which of the multiple endings you'll witness. Fast-paced action and polished voice acting tie it all together. Star Wars: The Force Unleashed is a great game for any fan of the series, and possibly even those that aren't. Call of Duty World at War returns the franchise to its World War II origins. In the single-player campaign, you'll fight through the Pacific Theater and the push to Berlin. There are new weapons in your arsenal, such as the flamethrower, as well as new, more aggressive enemies to take on. For the first time ever in the Call of Duty franchise, a cooperative play mode has been introduced. You can take on the campaign mode with a friend at home or fight alongside 3 others online. The Call of Duty multiplayer gameplay you know and love is back with more improvements. The game supports 5 different modes of online action. There's also create a character class, tank maps, as well as new in-game perks like attack dogs. The game even sports a Nazi zombie co-op survival mode just for added fun. Call of Duty World at War takes the franchise back to its roots in brand new ways. With lots of extra modes on top of another great single-player campaign, the game will keep you playing for a long time to come. Zombie horror movies combined with video game excellence in Left 4 Dead, the polished and slick co-op zombie first-person shooter game from Valve Software. Take up arms with 3 other survivors while trying to fight your way through a sea of zombies. Connect to Xbox Live to find 3 others to fight with, or play the single-player mode with 3 computer players. There's also an online versus multiplayer, as well as a boss zombie mode, where you play as one of the boss zombies out to get the other players. There are 4 highly replayable scenarios set up as distinct horror movies, and in each different playthrough, difficulty, power-ups, and enemy locations will change.
Got a weapon here.
Reloading.
Left 4 Dead is intense and a lot of fun. It'll give you the feeling of what it's like to be a character in a zombie movie. Don't miss it. New on the PlayStation 3 in February, take your board on and off the street in Skate 2. X-Blades will let action fans rack up huge combos.
It was a long journey to this place, and I'm not going back.
The supernatural horror and action continues in Fear 2 Project Origin. Street Fighter 4 is a must-have for old-school arcade and fighting game fans. And reload your weapons, the long-awaited PS3 exclusive first-person shooter Killzone 2 is finally here.
I'll never get her back.
Take on the role of Jason and his team of Argonauts in this mythical action RPG. Rise of the Argonauts follows the story of Jason as he avenges his wife's death and seeks out the legendary Golden Fleece. Along your adventure, you'll upgrade your weapons and armor to become more powerful. Don't forget to appease the gods as you go, as it'll affect the story flow and mission selection. Rise of the Argonauts introduces a system that allows people to spend less time micromanaging inventory and fiddling with upgrades, and spend more time playing. You can assemble the best possible team of Argonauts for each mission. Lethal combinations of weapons and powers make Jason a devastating force in combat. You can also change your weapons on the fly to outmaneuver and overpower your foes. Rise of the Argonauts will take you to mythical Greece with action and excitement.